Hi and welcome to Sonata Secrets. Today we're going to do a piece that everyone recognizes, and it's Bach's Prelude No. 1 in C major. This is actually part of a set of 24 preludes and fugues in all the different keys, das Wohltemperiert Klavier, the well-tempered clavier. And the reason Bach did that was that they found a way to tune the instruments so that all keys sounded equally good, equal temperament tuning. Because prior to that, they have tuned it so that some keys sounded good and some keys sounded really bad. So Bach was really pleased with that, so he explored all the keys in this set. And then many years later he wrote another set of 24, so there are 2 books. And this is like the Bible for pianists who play a lot of Bach, because it's genius music all the way through, the way he modulates and going through the keys. And you can see, so right at the top, as number 1, he starts with a C major. And in some way it's like the simplest and purest of the preludes. And in this video I'm not going to do the fugue, save that for another time. So we're going to have time to look at the whole prelude, almost bar for bar, because it's so short. And as you can see in the music consists of one idea of harmonies in every bar that's repeated for the whole piece. It's a pattern, and it's basically just an arpeggio, broken chord of laying out the harmony, and then he changes the harmony for every bar in really nice ways, but it's the same idea, the same building blocks of the piece all the way through. So let's see what we've got here. Now this is the pattern, just laying out the chord in an arpeggio, C major. It's D minor 7th and the G 7th. So these first 4 bars are just an introduction establishing the key of C major. So we kind of get back to where we started. And then we start kind of a new phrase with this A minor, reaching for a high note here. And this is a sequence, so repeating the A minor of reaching high, but 1 step lower, so this is G major. And this is a super lovely chord, a major 7th, with the 7th at the lowest point, creating this tension of a minor 2nd in the middle register. And it's descending, and it finds a bass note, and it goes to G major. So now we've modulated from C major to G major. That's kind of closing this phrase. But it's kind of hard to talk about phrases because the music keeps on moving relentlessly with the same pattern all the time. So we keep on going here. Now we're going to get some tension chords. Diminished chord. And resolving in minor. Diminished again. And resolving in major. This lovely major 7th chord. So he uses the exact same path here of the major 7th, going down 1 step with the bass to a minor 7th, and then finding the bass note. That goes back to C major in this case here. Okay, so now we reach the middle of the piece, and now what we have left is like a 3rd phrase that's more coherent together, and also more tension in the beginning, and then really savoring the C major resolution at the end. And there's something with the way that Bach places these harmonies, as you might have noticed. Every new harmony is slightly lower than the previous ones. So it's like changing 1 or several notes, and it's creating a downward trend of descending. And when you have that mechanism in the music in a major setting, then you get the emotional character of this assuring and securing and relieving and relaxing. Because it's basically just going from high energy with the high frequencies of high notes to low energy with the low frequencies of low notes. It's almost that simple. What makes it slightly more complicated is the major feature. It would be different if it was in minor. Then you would get some other kind of low energy character. But I think this is why it's such a nice piece that everybody just enjoys and feel relaxed to. Okay, so here we go with the third phrase. Diminished, more diminished, and here the diminished are almost over, and here the left hand finds a G in the low bass, and it's gonna hold on to that G as a life buoy, as a pedal point throughout the rest of the piece, and the harmony is gonna change around it as the C is going up and down. So now tension. This is the best bar, when it opens up in the C major with the G in the bass. And like a big chord again in the right hand. And now we're almost home. Just filling the gap. And here the right hand actually gets something new for the final two bars. And it's like a final arabesque of laying out the chords. And if you don't know what an arabesque is, I made a video on that in the link above here. So and ending gracefully in C major, of course. And now for the second part of this musical entity. So 130 years later, this French guy named Charles Gounod comes along, and he thinks, what a lovely piece, I think I'll improvise a melody tune to it. So he did, and it was so good he published it for violin or cello with Bach's Prelude as the accompaniment part. And then he also published it with the text Ave Maria for voice. So Ave Maria is the Hail Mary prayer, the most common prayer in the Catholic Church. And the message of the prayer kind of goes well with the music, this kind of relieving and reassuring and securing. And it was fine for Gounod to publish, because Bach had been dead for 100 years, so no copyright strike on Gounod. And now I'm here, and I made a video with the music of these two gentlemen that have been dead a very long time. But I have no violin and I'm not a singer, so I made a version with piano and piano. I hope you enjoy it. This is so cool. This is Sonata Secrets with Henrik Kilhamn. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to catch my latest video that I publish every week. And also let me know what you think about the piece in the comment section below. And while you're at it, hit that like button. And I'll see you in another video.